Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Rate Review Committee meeting. Today is Tuesday, October 14th, 2025. This meeting of the Ayer Rate Review Committee will be held in person at the location provided on this notice. Members of the public are welcome to attend this in-person meeting. Please note that while an option for remote attendance and our participation via Zoom is being provided as a courtesy to the public, the meeting hearing will not be suspended or terminated if technological problems interrupt the virtual broadcast unless otherwise required by law. Members of the public with particular interest in a specific item on this agenda should make plans for in-person versus virtual attendance accordingly. This meeting will be live on Zoom. The public may access the proceedings by joining Zoom meeting ID number 978-772-8220 or by calling 929-205-6099. For additional information about remote participation, please contact Carly Antonellis, Assistant Town Manager at atm@air.ma.us or 978-772-8220 extension 100 prior to the meeting. All right, and with that, did we get the meeting minutes?
Yes, I sent them out.
I don't,
Yep, but I-
honestly don't remember looking at them.
Dan took them.
Well,
Thank you. Yeah.
I gotta really look at a fine tooth comb. Wait a minute. Anybody have any issues with, or,
No, I did it.
Yeah, I didn't see any issues.
yeah. Nice formatting. Okay. All right. I didn't see anything.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second that motion.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Meeting minutes from September 23rd are approved. Oh, you did all. I didn't skip a step, did I?
Nope.
Oh, good. Something flew through my head and I'm like, wait a minute, I think I did something wrong. Oh, all right. Gonna be one of those days. All right, next up, we're gonna review, discuss, and recommend and vote for the 2025 calendar year transfer station rate recommendations. All right, the last up, we had decided to look at add-on scenarios of even like a 50 cent and everything. So, can you zoom that
Want
in
to
a
share?
little? Oh, that's nice. Thank you. All right. Dan?
Yeah, Madam Chair, through you, so I put together another memo subsequent to the one from last meeting. Excuse me. And in the yellow highlight here, you can see those are the additional scenarios that I ran. And some of them we had discussed and requested here, and I think I added a couple more in there myself. And so if we want to go through and discuss those, we can. Also in the memo, excuse me, Kurt had pointed out a mistake I had on the chart for the recent rate increases for bags. So I fixed that. So there's just a revised chart in here.
Okay.
As well as a discussion that I put together and my thoughts about the rate scenario and what we might want to go with. So I don't know if you want to look at the scenarios first. Do you want me to walk you through my discussion?
Why don't you go through your discussion and we'll go from there.
All right. So in short, based on my previous memo for the September 23rd meeting, I believe there is an increase. We need to increase to meet the revenue goals this year. Even we're using all the subsidy and we still see that it's a small shortfall, a few $1,000s. The rate scenario that I prefer is the 505. It's called for short, but $5 on the regular permit an increase and $5 on the second permit. So the second permit hasn't been increased since FY19. So it's been a long time since that's been increased. And then I just like in general having the even numbers. It's typically how we see it for the costs. So a $5 increment would go from 105 to 110. This results in a revenue of 296,000-ish. I think it's about what is it on the chart? $1,742 over the revenue needed. So it gives us a little bit of a cushion.
It's a 505, you said?
Yeah, that's the one I prefer. And although we don't raise a senior permit here and they haven't been raised since FY20, I think it kind of gives us the room to potentially raise that in the future. You know, I think we could, well, but depending on how things are going next year, we may see if we need to raise rates again or if things are going well, especially with the new hauling contract that'll be up. And then I did put in here, we've looked at this sort of every year, but just a snippet, if the committee was to consider reducing bag prices and putting more of the weight on permit sticker prices, so raising permit sticker prices. Basically, if you looked at that scenario, you'd have to be doing it at a minimum of 15.55. And you could decrease the bags $1 by doing that. However, that only accounts for January 1st through June 30th of bag sales, because we've already been selling bags this fiscal year from July 1st this year, essentially through December 31st, we'll expect. So we're generating revenue at the 4.56 bag price currently. So if we reduce it, what that does is in the future, you're at the 3.45, you're not going to make as much revenue in a whole year, in a whole fiscal year next year. So you'd have to do another raise next year to make up for it. So it's, you know, it's a decent amount. You'd have to do it on a similar magnitude next year, 15.55.
But if we do the 5.05, we don't have to raise bag prices?
Right, we don't have to. So this is just looking at, if we want to shift prices from bags to stickers. And then I did show a little snippet of current prices in surrounding communities compared to Ayers. So you can see what they're paying there. So that's in the memo as well. I won't go through the details of it, but oh yeah, there it is, Robert. Yeah. So yeah, Littleton was the most expensive out of the and I don't show in here what there is for subsidy. One thing for Groton is they do not have an enterprise fund. It's straight out of the general fund.
Right.
So they don't really track the costs, you know, I wouldn't say accurately, but as fine-tuned as we do. Solid waste costs are all tracked in the solid waste enterprise fund. So in here, I think they've had a permit sticker fee of $80 for several years, and their bag prices have not changed. It just gets washed in the general fund.
So Harvard and Littleton don't do a 55-gallon. Is the 55-gallon popular?
You know, the 33 gallons the most popular, but I think 55 second most.
Yeah.
Based on the sales, and then 15 the last. Yeah. Yeah, so that was my thinking there. But of course there are other scenarios that do get us to the revenue needed. You know, one thing I would caution, I would not like us to do is any bag. Well, I didn't want to do a bag increase anyways, but any increase of like a 50-cent increment, it makes it a lot harder to deal with the banking at especially at DPW when we're selling things and having the 50-cent increments. But
Venmo.
yeah, we brought that up last meeting. You know.
Well, I mean,
Potential.
all
Something to look
jokes
into.
aside,
Yeah.
I think we are gonna have to come to that. Because so many businesses are starting to use it. And it's,
Yes,
you know, and it's
technology.
instantly, you know, kind of deposited. So there is a benefit to it. So, yes.
May I, if it's not out of order, I did check into that. So
Okay.
when you're ready to talk. Or do you want me to just say it now?
Just say it
Not
now,
out of
yeah.
order. So yeah, so our online provider, Unipay, does accept Venmo and PayPal.
Okay.
So the issue is that you have to, and I could create a QR code that you could have at the transfer station, and somebody could then bring it up on their phone and pay however. The issue is it's a retail situation versus paying a bill. So having a receipt issued or some sort of tracking mechanism is the only thing I'm not sure how we would.
Well, the user would have it.
The user would do it. I guess they'd have to show the phone showing that the transaction was complete. You know, to the person handing them the bag.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So
Oh, yeah,
there's
but
no recourse if the
that's if we
transaction
were
doesn't
gonna,
go
if we were
through
gonna sell up at the transfer
transfer
station,
station.
but having Venmo would make sense to have the QR code at the DPW. You know, and say the paper with the pink border, you know, is for transfer station, that type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
know?
the only issue I caution is there's no recourse on like a bill, a water bill or a bill where then you can just reverse the payment and have it still due. The person at that point already has the bag
Oh.
through that method, but I'm not saying that's an issue. I just want to point it out.
Yeah, because I don't think we're ready to sell anything at the transfer station, but
Okay.
I think it is something to think about going forward for like at the DPW. Because then we could do these incremental increases.
We just need to make
Yeah.
it a menu item as an online option. And I could create the QR code for you and person can come and just.
Yeah, let me talk to you offline,
Yeah,
and, Laura, and we can talk about
Yeah,
more
some
details.
Yeah.
specifics, but
Yeah.
there is some options.
yeah. So, I mean, not saying we'll, do the 50 cent type of change now, but like next year, if we're able to get something like that set up, next year as we're doing this, maybe we can, if it works out. Yeah.
Okay. People can already pay credit card or debit card to pay for bags and things like that. So that wouldn't get into the issue of making change, or it's really only when people want to pay in cash. And I actually kind of question how many people are actually using Venmo. If they
It's
aren't
starting to
already
become a
using
little
credit
more,
card.
it's starting to become a little more popular.
We still may run into the people who just want to pay in cash and then we can't provide change.
Oh, I mean, there are still some quirks to
Yeah.
it. But, more and more people are getting into the electronic. And if I understand correctly, somebody using, a card is a 6% charge.
There is a
Venmo is 3%.
Yeah, the charge that you.
So
pay-
that could save money for the town, if I followed everything I was reading correctly.
So the town actually doesn't, unlike a retail store where the price
Okay.
takes into the percentages of credit card charges, the town does not. And therefore, all those fees are transferred right to the customer. So the town doesn't pay for those fees. Just to make you aware. Yeah, and that's why some people don't like using credit card. They get charged fees.
Right. Okay. So, anyways, conversation for the future. But I appreciate that you did look up these scenarios with these smaller amounts, because,
Mhm.
I think it's especially right now with everything that's going on and how it may or may not affect people. We're doing our due diligence by at least looking at smaller amounts to still be able to achieve our goals.
Mhm.
So, anybody have any questions? Okay, Robert?
Madam Chair, so Dan, thank you for running all of the scenarios and putting this memo together.
Yeah.
And I had reviewed it, and of course, nobody likes an increase, and we were able to not do one last year. However, I do agree with you that in order to keep the service and keep things going, that it needs to be an increase. I think your recommendation of a $5 increase on the regular permit and a $5 increase on the second permit is fair. It doesn't hit the senior rate, as you mentioned, and it doesn't touch the bags, which I know, not at the last meeting, but the meeting before I was not at the last meeting, you and I had discussed that this is an opportunity as a contract with the bags is expiring on June 30th of 2026. We can hopefully do some, for lack of a better word, competitive, bidding to see if there's a cheaper or a lower cost option. And I do like your idea that you brought up a couple of meetings ago about seeing with some of these other towns and other transfer stations, like a group purchase. So I think there is an opportunity, hopefully, to make some progress on the next bag contract. But that being said, I think that the $5 increase, as much as nobody likes one, on the regular permit and on the second permit would achieve the goal and hold the seniors, at the same for another year, which is good.
The second is $30?
Currently, yes.
Does that bring it to 35?
Yeah.
Did we look at maybe making the second permit a $10 increase?
No.
Because if you're talking about change, then somebody, if they were to come in and pay, then you won't have to give them the $5.
Oh, it's not, yeah, the $5 increase is not a big deal. It's when you have the coins
Yeah.
was really what kind of avoid.
Because $30 is pretty cheap,
Yeah,
so,
We at least know it'd be more than the $1,700.
yeah, you could probably back into it from here. It's the regular 5 only, 1,100.
which
So
could
this would-
also,
1,700.
Yes.
So this would be 5, 0, 10 then.
it's up for
Increase.
conversation, yep. Yeah, because one of the scenarios was doing the first, the main permit is a 10 and then the senior a 5 and then the second, no. See? So we would just kind of swap it a little bit, just swap those around a little. I think it's still, because when was the last time the second permit got raised?
FY19, yeah.
Really? Oh, well, then I think it's reasonable. Because we can put on there, FY19 was the last time this got changed, and we're in 26, thank you. Well, we're into after October 1st, so the fiscal year makes sense to me now. You cannot be federal government for so many years and have your fiscal year changed. Yes.
Pauline has her hand up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, Pauline, I couldn't see you.
No worries. I was trying to unmute, and I only just put it up. I just want to clarify the order. I can't change the screen share because, I can't adjust it to make it go to the top of the page that I'm looking at. But the differentiation in order, if I was understanding what Dan was saying earlier, the first digit is the regular permit. The second digit is, I thought for a moment, the second sticker. And then the third number or digit is the senior, but it's regular, senior, second. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah,
All right. That was my confusion at the moment because that brings in roughly $1,750 in additional revenue, correct?
Yes,
505, yeah.
yeah.
Okay, that was my question for the moment. I'll get back to you with bag tags in a minute.
All right, so how are we feeling about it? I think it's reasonable on the second permit. Especially if we haven't raised it since FY19, that it's reasonable to go $5 for the main and $10 for the second. Kurt's still gonna get his wife one. Didn't I get, because we discussed that. We all
Right.
agreed that she needs to get her own permit.
I
Yes,
just have a quick question. How many second permits are sold? I think that has the lowest number.
It does.
Is it like 200?
I think it's less than that. I want to say it's like 120.
it'll bump us up just
Yep,
a little
here it
bit.
is, 128.
Yeah. Yeah,
128.
yeah. But it'll give us a small buffer.
It'll give you another, it looks like $640 on top of that 1742 number.
Yeah.
If you went 5010 compared to that number.
Well, that's not bad. I
1742
mean,
plus-
it gives you a little buffer, but
Uh-huh.
obviously it's not
23.
pillaging anyone,
About 2382 if you did the 5.
2382?
Yep.
All right, so 2382 if we do the 5010. Questions, comments?
I think that's fair.
Just one last comment. I think, especially the fact that there won't be any bag increase. I mean, this is
Yeah.
a very small, 5, 5-0-10 for your whole annual permit. And by the way, we're not raising your bag rates.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did. I think we discussed it before, but just more backup is the private hauler, they increased their rates over the past year. And looking at those nearby towns, Littleton and Pepperell have both increased their rates as well. And last year we cut it really close, was it $3,000 in the black? So like, I think everything points to supporting this increase, yeah.
I agree, we definitely need to do an increase.
yeah. So are we comfortable with the 5-0-10?
Yeah.
I think it makes sense. And I think it's reasonable too. I think it's reasonable. I don't think we're doing an unreasonable ask. And when was the last time we changed the regular permit? About FY19?
20?
If
Oh,
I-
no, that's senior permit.
Yeah.
This was 20, the regular one, 23.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so it's been a few years.
Yeah, this will be 30 years.
Yeah, because I think that's important too, that people understand that we're not just doing this to do it, you know?
Right.
And then I like Dan, his comment about with the senior one, next year, it'll have been 5-6 years since. we did
Right.
it.
Like maybe
So
that's
we
if
have
we-
that as.
Yeah.
as a need
Yeah.
next year.
Yeah, so, well,
Yeah.
hopefully, if we're lucky, we'll be able to go another year or two without doing an increase again, now, hopefully. So, okay, anybody else have any questions here at the table? All right, Pauline, you said you wanted to talk about stickers?
Yes, please. I don't see anything in today's memo regarding those, and at the last meeting, it was said that we're still looking into it. I appreciate that the bags are contracted through June 30th. Are you planning to give that returning to a sticker concept discussion before it's time to renew those contracts? Because I've been thinking the average cost of a sticker, if you take all three and divide by 3, is $5 a sticker. You can put that on any size bag. It's hard to tear a circle and make it look like a circle, or a different shape, if you will, because that was one of the excuses. So my real question is, since we're committed to buying bags through June 30th, are you planning to look at the sticker and maybe going back to sticker for next fiscal year?
If we went to the sticker, it would have to be big. To be.
I'm
able to-
sorry?
I'm sorry, I'm kind of talking to Dan for a second.
Yeah.
Following up on what you said. So, if we were going to, it would have to be big.
The sticker would have to be.
Yeah, we'd have to try to eliminate all those concerns we had with it, especially with the enforcement and, size of bag usage, et cetera. So we'd have to try to alleviate those. And like I said, there's a handful. I think there's like 2 communities that still use them. So I really want to know what they're doing kind of before I even speak more on it.
Okay.
But yeah, just,
But
I
we're
know, that's
willing,
why we
we're
wanna
willing
make
to
them.
look at it?
yeah, we could look at it while we're doing the bag.
Yeah, it would make sense to
Project, or not project, bid.
bid, yeah.
That's all I'm asking. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, yes,
So Madam Chair, if everybody's good on the recommendation, I would make a motion, that the rate review committee recommend, to the select board, the 2025 calendar year rates for the transfer station as follows: $5 increase on the regular permit, 0 increase on the senior permit, $10 increase on the second permit, 0 increase on the bags, subject to public hearing with the select board.
so moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Chair says aye. Okay. All right, so next step is discussion of the scheduling of public hearing. So as we know, November 4th would be a regularly scheduled meeting. But that is when we are having the town election. My phone? Oh, no, there it is. It's so small. I can't find it. So the next regularly scheduled meeting would be November 18th. Which is also, would appear, is the tax classification hearing. So it would be a whole night of public hearings.
That's what we had last year.
Yeah, I think so.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah,
Yeah. That work?
yep.
Okay, so we'll set the public hearing for Tuesday, the 18th.
We'll get that advertised, yeah.
Yeah. And then as far as the next meeting, our next meeting, we'll be starting to talk about water. So, yeah.
Yay.
And sewer.
So when do we want to, oh,
And
yes.
Sewer and stormwater.
Water,
Yeah, yeah.
So when is that gonna start getting billed?
This month, the stormwater, they get the bills that go this month.
Wasn't in my bill.
We haven't sent out this month's bills. I don't
I
know if you
just
were on last.
Got
month's.
I just got my,
Yeah,
I just paid my water and sewer bill.
the ones that they haven't gone out yet, they go out, is it next week or the week after? I'd have to look at the date.
Paid my water sewer bill.
Yeah,
I didn't put it there. Yeah, I just paid it.
I don't know. I could look at when yours went out. I guess. Yeah,
Yeah,
but we haven't sent out the October.
water sewer
bills.
payment. I
Right
paid
now.
on October 7th.
Okay,
Cause I was surprised when I got it, cause there was no note in there or anything saying when we're gonna do sewers or
okay.
stormwater, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. I know for the October bills, they go out later in the month. And yeah, so it's not, I don't know if yours with a September rollout, I'm not sure. Let me look, Janice, yeah.
Early bill.
Is it your second one,
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
alright. Doesn't
Yeah, I
matter.
got.
Cause it,
mine
yeah, it comes
the
in,
last
cause it
week
comes
or
in
so.
October.
Okay,
Cause I even got notified via the town, hey, your water bill's in, and I thought, well, I'll just wait until I get it physically, cause I was out of town, and I'll just wait till I get it physically.
yeah,
So,
let me look.
cause you remember you
it-
even talked about how you were gonna have to hurry up and make a decision because they were gonna be getting ready to be mailed.
Yeah, we send them out monthly, and there's 6 different routes in town. And we send out to 2 routes per month. So
What do we send out monthly?
the water and sewer bills. They go out monthly, but if
On
you're on Route
location.
1, you go in October, then you go
Quarterly
again in
bill.
January, then you go again in March. If you're on Route 2, you go in November, then you go in February, then you go in April.
But they're still.
So if you're in
Oh,
Route
so
3,
everybody's on a
goes
different
up.
quarterly schedule?
Yes, not everyone's on the same.
Oh, I don't think I
Yeah.
ever knew that. I just
That's
saw it as
probably what
quarterly.
is. Like yours, I don't know.
I guess it's yours was read in September.
Yeah, it's probably red in September.
Okay,
And got to you by early October.
okay. Oh, huh. All right. Never even,
Something new.
Yeah.
no, see, I'd never even occurred to me that that's the way it went.
Right.
All right.
It's.
So
It's
when do you, so my January bill, I can expect for the stormwater to be added?
Yeah, I think it technically would be your
Are
or
you,
December bill, which you would get in.
I'm gonna
early
say January, cause
Yeah.
that's my next quarter.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that will have it.
Okay, so, and did you decide if we're going to make
It's-
up what we
We're
missed?
not making up what we missed, we're going straight with the quarterly.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah,
Whew.
divide by 4 annual.
All right, so nobody's gonna be shocked.
Right,
And,
it'll be.
you
what
know,
you
the
would
whole-
pay in any quarter.
Okay, good.
1/3.
Okay, all right.
Good.
That was fun.
Yeah,
Whew. Oh. We've got calendar, we've got quarterly, we've got the fiscal.
There's a lot going on.
It's all over the place. All right. Okay, so back to what I was saying, when we meet again, we'll be talking about the stormwater and water. So when did we want to meet in December? I don't think we usually
start.
do. I think we try to meet. Yeah, so now we know that we have to have whatever it is we're doing, the board, I mean, yeah, because the warrant would close on the 3rd of April. We'd meet on the 7th. So we would have to have it. We'd have to have it by the 17th of March, the public hearing, unless we did a standalone for some reason. Okay.
Yeah, and if
Now, I know that sometimes it appears on the draft budget, but I don't want us working toward a date. I want us working toward a solution. So that's,
Mhm.
but that's kind of, when it would have to be done. As far as the public hearing, unless we did a standalone. I'm not opposed to doing a standalone public hearing if it is needed.
Mhm.
And I say if it is needed due to so many other things on the agenda that it's decided, something's got to break loose. So that's why I say that, okay? So January, when you want to meet?
I'd say at least the middle, because our budgets are due the end of December-ish typically, and then we factor that into the model, right? Barbara and Kimberly. So you'll need to kind of run that in the model and stormwater budget now too, right?
January.
How about January 13th? It's a Tuesday at 4?
oh, I'm in the wrong year.
Okay.
What fiscal year?
What route are you on?
Yeah, yeah, what's your quarter?
I just wanna know what station I'm in.
Oh.
Yeah, 13th.
13th.
So is
Get you
everybody
that.
good with January 13th?
I think that should be fine, yeah. You can get
Okay.
the model sort of all prepped up and then fill it in once we get all the budgets
Okay.
drafted, yeah.
I just did look back, we did meet in December of last year, December 10th, but I'm thinking that was because we were wrestling with the stormwater.
Right, yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. All right then. Anything else? All right, well. the Agenda, we've got nothing else on the agenda, so
Make a motion to adjourn?
I will second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Chair says aye. We are adjourned. Thank you very much.